Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Reed Bell. I'm going to be you guys' speaker today on the juvenile justice system. So, the juvenile justice system focuses on the unique needs and situations of juveniles. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of a difference between adult criminal justice and juvenile criminal justice, and that is because the needs and situations of juveniles is far different most of the time than adults that are caught up in the criminal justice system. As I said, every juvenile is going to have a unique and different situation, and because of this, there is significant discretion by judges, courts, and the juvenile criminal justice system as a whole. Rehabilitation remains a key part in the juvenile justice system, and this is because juveniles are still growing and maturing, both physically, mentally, and sociologically. Because of this, we must focus on developing juveniles into more well-rounded and effective members of society. Juveniles are far more likely to embrace and accept reform than their adult counterparts. This is because, as I said, juveniles are still growing and maturing into effective members of society. So, where an adult may latch on to something and continue to, keep doing that bad habit, juvenile is going to be far more susceptible to reform in that regard. I like to compare it to the old adage, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That's very similar to the juveniles in the juvenile justice system. They're far more likely to change, grow, and become better as rehabilitation occurs in their juvenile justice experience. So, juvenile justice also keeps families and their relationships as an important part of the journey through the criminal justice system. Um, Oftentimes, juveniles that are caught up in the criminal justice system are those that come from a broken home. If we keep family as an important part of the rehabilitation process in the juvenile criminal justice system, that we will be able to reform these juveniles much better because they'll be able to build lasting relationships with their family and those around them. A key part in the juvenile criminal justice system is diversion programs. Diversion programs are made to divert or lead the juveniles away from punishments that leave lasting traumatic experiences and memories for that juvenile for a lifetime. So these focus on guiding juveniles away from incarceration and serving time in prison, whereas they receive counseling, they can receive community service. So instead of receiving a punishment that they're stuck in prison, they're going to go out into the community, and this leads into that restitution. So restoration, they're going to restore some of the things that they have done in the community and make that community a better place. We will educate the juveniles stuck in the system. Some may also receive probation. So this is a punishment that, you're going to meet with your probation officer, you're going to be submitted to those drug tests. However, it's not as invasive as going to prison. And thus, the traumatic experience that goes along with it will be avoided. Lastly, I'd like to touch on status offenses. So status offenses are offenses that are not criminal in their existence. However, they are prohibited based on the age of the offender. So some examples of this are truancy, which is the absence from school, too much for no valid reason or excuse. Underage drinking, which is drinking while under the age deemed legal for drinking. And curfew, which is being out past a certain time as a minor. So an example of this is when you get your driver's license, you can't go out past, say, 11 p.m. And that's just to keep that minor out of situations they don't necessarily need to be in. Thank you guys for listening to my topic, and I hope you have a great day.